President Biden, who is spending his second day in Saudi Arabia for a high-stakes meeting with the leaders of oil-producing Arab states. Among the issues they will discuss, global energy security, high oil prices, and Middle East peace. The summit comes on the heels of the president's Friday interaction with controversial Saudi leader Mohammed bin Salman. Ed O'Keefe is traveling with the president. He is in the city of Jeddah on the Red Sea. Joins us now. Ed, good morning.
Dana, good morning. Great to be with you. The president so far this morning has held meetings with the leaders of Iraq, Egypt, and other countries as he prepares to lay out his broader visions for the Middle East, somewhere he's eager to continue exerting influence, even if it means taking criticism for something that transpired.
Couple weeks.
Al Jabeer said the problem for the U.S. isn't global oil supply, but its own lack of refining capacity.
High gasoline prices are really a function of many, many things. One is the fact that America has a shortage of refining capacity. No refinery has been built in decades. And so even if you bring more oil to the market, if it cannot be refined into gasoline, it will drop with prices at the pump.
And just a few moments ago, the president was seen again alongside MBS at the beginning of a regional conference of Arab nations. He flies home in a few hours after 4 intensive days. He agreed with Israel that they're going to work together to stop Iran from developing a nuclear weapon, gave out more aid to the Palestinians, but conceded that the Israelis and Palestinians aren't going to be able to hold peace talks of any real substance for quite some time. Here in Saudi Arabia, he was able to stick it to the crown prince, but he leaves with no assurance from the Saudis that they'll help drive down the price of gasoline, an issue that's likely to dog him in the months leading up to the midterm elections. Adriana?
As U.S. President Joe Biden heads to Europe to discuss the next phase of Western assistance to Ukraine as it fights back a Russian advance, prices at the gas pump back at home continue to soar on war footing.
He will join our partners in imposing further sanctions on Russia and tightening the existing sanctions to crack down on evasion and to ensure robust enforcement.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine has pushed gas prices to record highs, gaining further momentum following a U.S. ban on Russian oil. In Los Angeles, gas prices have now hit $6 per gallon.
If peace breaks out in Ukraine in April, this is not the new normal. We'll see cheaper prices.
And hitting highs not seen for a decade.
Half a tank, $76.
How does that feel?
Nuts!
I am waiting till I'm on empty to fill up gas because it's killing me.
There is no indication that the pain at the pump will ease, or that Russia is ready to end its war in Ukraine, despite its mounting losses and Ukrainian pushback.
Putin is not changing his behavior. It's quite different. He's actually turning to terror and doing what the war criminals do, not what the armed forces are doing.
President Biden's return to America will bring new news from allies in Europe, NATO, and Ukraine. It is unlikely, however, that it will rescue prices at the pump.
Hot inflation. There is some good news for consumers. Gas prices falling another 3 cents today, down about 15 cents in a week, about 40 cents over the last month. Inez Ferre here with a corresponding drop in oil prices recently. Inez, what are we seeing?
Yeah, Dave, and during today's session, we saw oil plunge as much as 4%. Let me show you the Wi-Fi interactive board so you can see the downturn that we saw here. And these levels hadn't been seen since prior to the Russian-Ukraine invasion. Now, the market was spooked by the possibility of a 100 basis points rate hike and what this would do to demand. So really, demand concerns is what has been driving oil prices lower. Today, you did have a Goldman note saying that demand for crude oil still outpaces supply, but that didn't do too much for oil prices. And look, the bears really have a case here because we did see some EIA data that came out this week that gasoline demand was down 14% last week. Also, we've seen gas prices going down the fourth consecutive week of declines. And as you mentioned, gas prices, a relief at the pump for consumers.
And Inez, we know that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen recently spoke in support of a Russian oil cap. What did she say and how would that work?
Yeah, she spoke about this in Bali. She said that a Russian oil cap would be a powerful tool to fight against inflation and to give relief at the pump for Americans and people around the world. And the way that it would work is that it would be a cooperation between different countries, that they would ban insurance that is needed and transport services that's needed for Russian oil to leave out of Russia unless that oil is sold below a certain level. Again, this would need the cooperation of countries. The U.S. would want China to get on board. And even though there has been a sort of de facto ban on oil from Western countries, you still have Russian oil that has made its way into China, into India, and into Latin America, guys.